Well, I think I'm glad I'm checking this, because I don't see any water coming out of that yet. And you see this one here, it's dripping, see? And the other one's dripping out there, but I was looking at this one, and this one's not dripping. Look at that. Look, that one's not dripping. And we've got another one. Oh, this one's going. See here? That's going. And I think I know why this one's not dripping, why the other one's not dripping. And I'm going to show you. Look at, remember that end that I was showing you over here? That was the end of the line. Look, I've got a little leak there, and I'm going to try to tighten that up. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop that leak or not. That's why that was all wet in there. And there's so much water coming out of there. And because I have this tapped right close, there's no water coming out of this one, and there's no water coming out of this one. I'm glad I'm checking that out. And I'll get some pliers, try to tighten that up, and see if I can get that stopped. If I can't, luckily that's at the end of the line. I could take that off, run to the store, because I don't think I have one of those ends. Oh, hey, look at that. I do have one of those ends. Look at that. Right there. That must be an extra one. Wow. Okay. I'll turn the water back off. Well, before I turn the water off, see this thing here. This is at the end of the line. At the end of the line, if you want, you don't have to use something like this. You could just twist your pipe and kink it and put something over the end of it if you wanted. But see, this here is designed. I'll get you back here. That when you turn the water off, maybe a little bit of water comes out of there, and it's a compression fitting. And I'm hoping this is the same size compression as that pipe over there, and it probably is. I think it is. But if it wasn't, you can get these in a little bit bigger size too. Okay, so if I can't get that fixed, see, you loosen that, and I should be able to tighten it and make it stop over there. But I've tried to hand tighten it, and it didn't seem to tighten up. Okay, and maybe it's missing a washer or something. That other one, we'll see. And because once it's tight, let's see. Once it's tight, that's it. And I'll get a pair of pliers on there or something. Try to bear down on that. See what I can do. Get this working. I'm glad I'm checking this out. Well, here's the end, and there's a little washer in there. A plastic washer, and it was crooked. This washer thing was crooked, and it was causing this to be kind of crooked. Ugh. Okay, that just popped out of there. It doesn't look like there's much to it. Okay, that just wasn't down there straight, and I'm gonna try to just screw that back in and try it once. And I see it's coming up crooked, and I'm not sure what the dealio is. Okay, here, that's supposed to keep it down. Okay, like that. And we'll see what happens. If it doesn't, maybe I'll just put the other one in and call it good. But even a regular hose washer could probably work. Let's just see if you can see me in there. I'll just leave the camera going. I just left it on here. And tighten tighten it up. I still have the other one here. Now I'm going to go turn the water back on and see what happens. And if that doesn't work, I'll take that one off. Okay, this one's got water coming out of it. And I'm going to turn the water back off, replace it with that other one. Now that other one I saved from doing something else around the house here for Mother years ago. So I don't know if that one's going to work either. Cross my fingers and hope it works. Okay, so off the water goes again. I don't know how much you're going to see, but it's just a slip joint fitting, and I'm going to hopefully I'll be able to slip it off. I think I can by just unscrewing it or pulling on it hard. Come on. Okay, here we go. Gotta wedge it back and forth because it's under friction. That's just how those fittings work. Come on. There. There. Okay. Yeah. Pretty sure it's the same. Okay. There. Okay. Just like that. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try it again. Oh, isn't that a shame? Look, it's leaking just as much, and I think that's why I had an extra. Okay, because both of them I replaced with new ones. Dabbity nabbit. I guess I can't fix it right now. I'm gonna have to go back to the store. I'm gonna have to go back to the store because I don't think I have one of those fittings. And it's close to the end. It's at the end of the line, and because I've got those other pipes coming off the side, just beyond it, I can't kink it back. And see, you could kink it back, and then you could attach something like that on there. See, and have it kinked and just hold it like that. That's what those are for. And I'll just have to take one of the old ones. I'll take this to the store with me, okay? Is what I'll do, and come back. I'll put this in the car right now so it reminds me. I'll put it on the driver's seat. So today I'll get one of these, and it will be just like this. It's a compression fitting. It almost looks like a coupling inside. It kind of dips down, and then there's little not teeth, but just little ridges where you just wiggle it back and forth and get it on there. Okay, and that's it. And I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. I don't know what else could be going on. That it's probably just something that after years it could be worn. I could put a hose washer in there. I don't know. I might even try putting a washer in there, but for some reason it's coming out, and I'm not sure why, and I don't know if I can fix it. You know what? For the sake of argument, I'm just gonna try it. And I could have just unscrewed the top, huh? You should have told me, hey Joe, just unscrew the top like that and put it on there. And this is hard plastic, and I'm just gonna try a regular hose one because it's pliable. And this probably was pliable years ago, and because it's so old, it's hard plastic now. And I think that's what's happened over there. Okay, so let's just see. This it shouldn't matter which one I do, so I'm just going to unscrew this top. Get my little screwdriver out, pop that out, put a new one in. That's the same size. Wouldn't that be something? If that works. Now see, this is slightly different because it doesn't have the little grooves in there, and that little white thing could come out. So maybe I'm gonna just put the other white one on top of the rubber one. I'll try that and see what happens. Okay. And if that doesn't work, I'll take the white one out and try it again. Okay, I'm back from the store. Here was the old one. This was an extra one because I had replaced two of these, or one of these from before, and there's another one down there that's doing the same thing. Water's coming out of there. I tried to look at this on the inside. There's not a whole lot going on. I even tried to take that thing out, but that washer's slightly different from a regular garden hose washer because it's got those little nibs on there. And I think over time, you're just gonna get this to leak. The ideal was years ago when they had these. I went to Lowe's, by the way, and they don't even sell this one anymore. I'll show you this one in a minute. But it was when the water got shut off to the drip irrigation, this would kind of spit to let the pressure off of here, kind of like a hose bib does. If you've got that the right type of hose bib, where it throws the water out after you shut the pipe out, the hose bib off. Okay, so they didn't have this exact one. They have this one here, and it's the same thing. It's a slip, and nowadays they just have a cap. It's just a cap on the end. It doesn't. They didn't have one that allowed the water to squirt out after the pipe shut down. That's okay. I don't really care about that. Okay. And this is designed to do the same thing that this does. And this is for 5/8 and it's compression fitting. Okay. This is just an end with a little washer in there, and that should do the trick. Now the interesting thing was at the store they had one of these called a universal, and it had a long threads here, and it had a double nut, and then it had a slip nut with a sleeve on there. So universal meaning you could fit this on 1/2 inch pipe or 5/8 pipe. And what I would recommend you do when you go to the store, take your old one and then you can decide. I was going to get that one, and that one would have done the same thing for 5/8 or 1/2 inch. So it would have worked. That was $1.99. Then I happened to keep looking around in the boxes they had, and this one was $1.38. It does the same thing. The other universal one has the same cap at the end. It's exactly like this. It's designed just to keep the water from coming out. That's all. Okay, and you don't really need the end of this. When your drip irrigation shuts off, you got bubblers, you've got other things on your system to allow so the water isn't still pressurized when you shut the water off. Okay, all right. So now I've got the water shut off, and I'm gonna slip this on. Okay. Next step coming up. Okay, I'm gonna leave this plant right there. You saw kind of how I did it, how I tried to fix it from before. And because it's compression, you just have to wiggle it and hold your mouth just right. If you just try to twist it and pull, it's not going to come out. So you have to kind of hang on to it and kind of back and forth it and walk it off, Alright, so there's now I've got two bad ones. I'm not going to save those for anything now. Now I can push this one back on, okay, like that. Make sure the end is tight, and that should do it. Okay, but of course, I'm going to turn the water on. We're going to check it out. Always check your work out. Don't make any assumptions, because remember last time when I ran the drip irrigation to this here, I made the assumption, it's going to work when the water comes on. The drip irrigation that I installed onto this plant, it'll work. And son of a gun, it didn't work. That's because that end was leaking. Water was coming out of the end of that. So much so that it didn't pressurize the system at the very end of the system to allow enough water to come to this plant or to come to this plant. Okay, now that I replaced that end, okay, it should all work, right? Should, famous last words, okay? So stick with me. We're going to check this out. I'm going to turn the water back on. I tell you, I might as well show you the sprinkler timer. Now you're not going to have a timer exactly like this one. This one's a Rainbird, and I've got it. See, I just turned this to station number 5, and then there's different things here, and this is water 1 zone only. So I'm going to press this, and that's zone 5. It's on for 10 minutes. Now I'm going to walk out there. We're going to check that, okay? If yours is not the same like this, just look around and maybe read some directions. You might have a little handbook or a direction sheet, or maybe you pop the cover off. Maybe there's some directions there, but just look around and look at it. You'll figure it out how to set this and turn it on manually, because I've got it all set for automatic. And obviously when it's in the automatic zone, you can't turn anything on until you manually flip it over and turn it on. Okay? All right. Let's go back and see if it's working.